Hello and welcome to the Heresy Lodge. I am your host, Dylan Cooper, the constant co-host over here.
Gavin Franklin.
Guys, we are here this week to review Slaves to Darkness by Mr. John Wrench. And I enjoyed this book a lot.
Yeah. Finished it a while ago, actually, but it just proved a lot of things that I knew were true.
Like Lorgar's a
Uh,
bitch.
like Lorgar being a bitch, about Perturabo being a badass.
Man, I want to go on like a 2-minute rant about Perturabo after we get through our fucking housekeeping
Intro.
business.
Sounds good. Let's get to it because I want to rant about him too.
All right. So, guys, as always, check us out on Discord. We have weekly movie nights on Saturdays at 6 o'clock Eastern Time. Check them out. Fun schedule coming up. I know they are doing Blade Runner and the sequel are coming up. I don't remember what this week's was. Or it is. But anyway, check it out. It's cool. It's a fun time. We also have Hobby Time that we actually have one coming up on this Sunday. So if you're listening this week, check it out.
Which will be tomorrow.
Yes, it would be tomorrow for those of you who listen on Saturday on release, which you should all do. You should take time out of your busy weekends and instead of enjoying your life, be miserable with us reading the Horus Heresy.
It really helps us take away food from Dylan's children.
Yes, this is what we need in my life. It's not children, it's child.
Oh, well, for now. We're making
Surprise,
we're making future negative investments.
So check us out on the Discord. You can find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. You can email us at theheresiolodge@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube, also at the Heresy Lodge. Go over there, like, subscribe, leave a comment. We have merch. Check out our merch store. Some cool stuff in there. Also, if you play Tacticus, we are part of the Pants of Horus cluster. Check them out. You can find them on Discord as well as discord.gg/Pants of Horus. Gavin, tell me what you're drinking.
Well, I am drinking an Angry Orchard. But wait, there's more. If you act now. So this is an Angry Orchard old fashioned. Now, when you go, I'm about to really put myself out there. I'm exposing myself. When you go to a bar, how would you order an old fashioned? I think that's the problem, right? Is it an old fashioned or an old fashioned?
I say old fashioned.
I say old fashioned, but I think it's supposed to be old fashioned.
I think I've seen it both ways. I think.
I feel like we're gonna get a lot of shit for this. I'm gonna get called out.
Look, we're not old enough for it to matter. We just enjoy the drinks.
Like if Connor were here, he wouldn't let this go.
He'd be too busy being a bar back.
I think it is.
I don't even know what a drink is.
I think it is old fashioned because that's what they say here. But I don't know whether or not I trust Angry Orchard.
Maybe that's the drink for 13-year-olds.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It says with notes of cherry, orange peel, and vanilla. I just taste sugar.
Yeah, it's an Angry Orchard.
Mm-hmm.
So
how about you, sir?
Gavin, when you get wine, what is your first indicator if something's quality or not?
First indicator if wine is quality. I want to say price.
I mean that too, but when you're
maybe the image.
How about so for me,
you don't screw it off. You get a cork. The cork's a big one.
That's my normal indicator. If I can twist off the cap, you're probably not good wine. You have
it's not the same for beer though.
No.
Because this is you need a cap remover for Angry Orchard.
Yeah, but I can drink a Miller Lite without twisting that bitch.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not a good indicator. So tell me.
I think it is for wine.
Mm-hmm.
This wine is a twist top, but it surprised me. It's actually not that bad. So I am drinking all the way from California, Meiomi Vintage 2021. I like Chardonnays just because they're on the drier side. I'm a dry wine type of guy. It's okay. I've had better. I've had worse. That's all right.
You really hyped this entire wine review up.
And
You
that is the
ended on,
review.
it's all right. It's
Well,
okay.
I got to get better at my clickbait. That's how we're gonna get views.
That was super clickbaity for sure. So, what is the Perturabo rant? I feel like if we had to
Dude.
make if we made YouTube like clickbait images for this, it would just be like why Perturabo is better.
Who
than
is the
wine.
most fucking logical motherfucker in all of Warhammer 40k? Is it Horus Supercrow? No, because in Warhammer 40k is dead. However, we're talking about the Horus Heresy. Who's the most motherfucking logical? It's fucking Perturabo. And you want to hear why? Find out in our next video.
See, I was thinking the thumbnail would be who's the smartest Primarch, and it'd be a picture of the lion. And then as soon as you click the video, it's just
all the Dark Angel fanboys like, oh yes, I know it. And we're like, all right, so we're gonna start from the bottom. First one, who's the fucking moron? Lionel Johnson.
So tell me about Perturabo. Why are you a Perturabo fan now?
So Perturabo does everything that makes sense in the timeline. Like, for an instance, that's in the book. He's about to fight Angron. What does he do? He has like 500 fucking tanks, and he's like, shoot that guy. I'm not gonna fucking duel him. Shoot that motherfucker. Like, why am I gonna go out there like this? He doesn't fight for pride. He's just like, we have bullets, right? Well, fucking shoot them. Why would I go out there? That's a waste of my fucking time.
Yeah.
He's a fucking leader. He's smart. Doesn't fall into the bullshit. He looks at a planet, he's like, that thing's smiling at me. I'm gonna blow that bitch up. Why the fuck am I getting on that planet? It's gonna
Sanguinius blew it up. Sanguinius blew the smiling planet
up. And then he stopped doing that. And I was like, why did you stop doing that?
Yeah. Perturabo is the kind of guy that if they would have just listened to him, I also like him because he doesn't really fuck with the chaos shit. No. You know, he's like, that kind of makes you a little bitch, and he's so right. Calls them slaves of darkness. That's the whole point. Like, Perturabo is the pinnacle character behind the Slaves to Darkness title, because he's like, you're a bitch, you're a bitch, and you're a bitch. I know, bitch. Spoiler alert, though, he is kind of a bitch, though.
He's a badass bitch.
He is. They all are bitches. Perturabo is the least of them.
I love the Iron Wars, though. Like,
yep,
they are just top tier. Great humor, very logical. Everything they do just makes like sense. They do things how they should just be done. Like, why are we boarding planets for shits and giggles? Like, just blow it up. We have an armory. We have giant missiles. Yeah. Why would we keep those?
They specialize in like war, like vehicles, which in my opinion makes a lot more sense than stabby sticks in space. You know what I mean? Yeah,
or like half the fucking people too also have like hammers. Like, oh, okay, like I got a gun.
Big on guns.
This isn't a lightsaber. You're not gonna like deflect the bullets. Even then, that's fucking stupid. But that's a whole different galaxy.
The different level. Yeah, so I guess if we could start the book, we talked about in the preview, you know, this is all about how Horus is asking Lorgar and Perturabo to go fetch Fulgrim and Angron, respectively. Now, what's interesting is Lorgar is actually the one that decides who goes and fetches which Primarch. And there's a reasoning for this. Lorgar is trying to betray Horus throughout this entire process. Yeah, and you know, not that surprised. If there was going to be a traitor Primarch that was going to be a traitor, Lorgar would be the one I would guess. Absolutely. And what I love, and I'll just go ahead and jump to the end here. Should I? Because it's my favorite scene in the entire book. I thought it was hilarious. I kind of like giggled. Like, that's how I expect that to go. It basically comes up to the end where Lorgar's like, no, I'm going to be the new War Master. Horus literally slaps him.
He just beats the shit out of him.
He's
Everyone's just
got
like watching, like he's surrounded by all of his sons, like they're all ready for like a fucking assassination, and then like they just watch Lorgar get the shit kicked out of him. Like, oh yeah, no, are you gonna fire? I'm not gonna fire.
yeah, all the word bearers are around him, and I just love this. I imagine what's running through their head is like, listen, we've been killing ourselves for the past 5 years, and it's not working for us. All of a sudden, Horus is here, and he's like, let's go to war against Terra. Genius. Why didn't we think about that?
Yeah. Also, like everything that he does is just so bitchy. And like he has like one moment in this book where like he like is supposed to look badass. But like all the books before, I'm just like, he's not a badass. And then he gets to the end, I'm like, yeah, I was right. Still not a badass.
Absolutely. So we get Lorgar saying he's gonna go get Fulgrim. And this book is basically split into 3 stories. You have Lorgar getting Fulgrim, Perturabo getting Angron, and then you have Maloghurst's story. So which one do you want to start with?
Before we go into that, I want to like comment on this. I really liked how John French set this up.
Yeah, really
So
good.
it's very like at every time, every point, they're all in like the same like time. Like Lorgar finding Fulgrim, Perturabo finding Angron, the shit with Horus, like they're all happening together. Like the chapters are broken up, but they're all happening at the same time, and I'm not like
Yeah,
dicking around like waiting for the other shoe to fall. It's like she already fell all in the same chapter. I'm like, all right, thank God.
when one story is climaxing, so are the others.
Yes.
It reminds me very much of how George R. R. Martin structures his books. And literally, as you get into the chapters, it's like so and so's perspective. It says their name exactly like how he does it in A Song of Ice and Fire. So I think I really enjoyed the structure of it. There were stories that I liked more than others. I think the best story was definitely Perturabo's.
Agreed.
Maloghurst's was somewhat interesting. So Horus is wounded.
Yeah, I
He
was gonna
got
say that's what
stabbed
we
by
should
the
start
spear.
with.
Yeah. Horus is wounded. He gets stabbed by the spear and he's dying. And Maloghurst is attempting to find a solution to bring Horus back to life. And in the meantime, Aximund is taken over the Legion and they have been pushed out of the warp by warp storms, which is a really great plot device. The authors are continuing to use. And oh fuck, we're in the middle of a battle. We didn't mean to engage. It just happened. It's called a warp storm. Strange. So they get attacked by blood angels and all kinds of other legions. And they're losing for sure. And Aximund basically imprisons Maloghurst in order to assume control of the Sons of Horus.
Yeah. And before they get into like the warp storm, like we had talked about how Lorgar had decided like who went to do. He talked to Maloghurst, right? I know he talked to Layak about his plan and set up everything with Maloghurst, and but Layak spoke with Maloghurst about like what he should do for Horus.
Yeah, there was like a plan set in place. Like, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this. They go and try and fulfill that plan. This is a bit of a frustrating part for me. So there's a character in this book, Ardalan, not Edelon, it's
Ekadon or something.
Ekadon, yeah. He was recruited into the Legion by Maloghurst. So he kind of feels that he owes allegiance to Maloghurst. And then there's Aximund and who the fuck is the other Morning Bull guy that's running around?
Fucking the Widowmaker.
Yes. Kyber. Yeah, look at you. Kyber. Just fucking killing it with the names.
I got it.
So Kyber goes to Ekadon and is like, hey, when the shit hits the fan, whose side you gonna be on? And Ekadon's like, when you like to know, bitch. And then that's basically how the story goes. Ekadon sides with Maloghurst. They make it into this throne room. Ekadon's talking to a demon who's taken the form of Iacton Kurz.
Yes, because Iacton Kurz is the one that recruited Maloghurst.
Maloghurst recruited Ekadon. There was a whole recruitment lineage, apparently.
Acton Kurz, this fucking tree. Look at
Why
him.
won't you just die, old man?
Honestly, that's what I was saying about Maloghurst, like the whole series. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Now, the third Morning Bull character, who is Tormageddon, dumbest name in existence.
So
I didn't know this. I wasn't aware of this. Maybe I missed it in Vengeful Spirit. But he's Girl Noctura.
Yeah. Yeah, it talks about how that happened.
Yeah.
I think that was actually a short story.
No, I thought it was when it might have been, but remember in Vengeful Spirit where they saw Maloghurst doing that ritual and the Raven Guard died and it was supposed to be a big deal?
Yeah. It was supposed to be a big deal. I don't know why this just popped in my head. I want to know about the fucking Raven Guard that's like hanging out with the Night Lords. That cut out his own, or that doesn't have a tongue. He's just like hanging out with Night Lords.
Who the fuck knows?
Like, that's a character I want to know more about.
I mean, he was with Sevatar, and then Sevatar's alone now. I want to know where the fuck Sevatar is.
Same. I love Sevatar.
Where's Sevatar? Please, GW.
He's the best fucking character in the whole goddamn series, and he's gone. And it's only in short stories. It's bullshit.
It's so stupid.
You'll get like, oh, Sevatar, that's a bad motherfucker. Okay, well, can he show up? That'd be neat.
No, I just wanted to tell you his name.
We haven't forgot him. We're just not going to write about him.
I don't even know. I don't remember what the demon told Maloghurst in the beginning. But Maloghurst ends up getting imprisoned when they get under attack because he tries to assume control of the Vengeful Spirit. And he tries to
I'm pretty sure it tells him that he needs to kill Horus in order for Horus to be alive or something.
Because Horus entered the Chaos Realm in Moloch in Vengeful Spirit.
Never came out.
And this demon's like, oh no, that guy's still there. He's still trying to win, but he'll never win. He's just a puppet. He's just a slave to darkness.
Dun, dun, dun.
See a reoccurring theme here?
Yep. Yeah, and at one point, Maloghurst sees him fighting, and he's like, why the fuck are you here? Like, this shit sucks. And Maloghurst like, you need to come home. He's like, bro, I'm fucking busy. I don't know if you see all these fucking demons, but this shit, it's hard work.
Maloghurst keeps trying to talk, tell him, oh no. What you don't understand what happened was we're about to fight Terra. And Horus is like, I think I would know.
I'm the fucking leader here.
I've killed 17 million demons. I'm nowhere close to Terra.
I haven't slept in decades.
So Maloghurst is in prison.
Just a quick thing that this was mentioned. This whole thing from Olinar till now, it's only been 15 years.
Yeah. Not as big of a time jump.
That's nuts.
I think that time makes sense. I like that time. I actually think it's too long.
I don't know, because how long does it take to fucking travel to places in this goddamn world?
Well, with all these warp storms, man.
It could take years, but apparently it's not that long. I don't know.
There's this weird concept of you could go into the warp and come out 5 years later, but that's not happening to any of these guys.
No.
That we know of. They're totally okay. I think 15 years is too long.
I don't know. I mean, we talked about this really early on in the episodes, when we started. We thought it'd be 50 years or something. 15 years is just super short, especially when you have to think of time or not time travel, but space travel, right? How long does it take for us to get to the fucking moon? A day?
I don't know. I've never been.
No, I haven't either, but I'm pretty sure when SpaceX did their thing, I'm pretty sure it was 24 to 36 hours.
Well, I'd like to think they figured a little bit more out.
Well, maybe.
I mean, it was been 30,000 years.
Yeah, these people are also afraid of making new shit. So they might be fucking running on goddamn solar power shit in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, yeah, they had the whole Dark Age of technology and everything, but before that, they were doing whatever they wanted.
I bet
They made robots
ships are running
that
on coal.
8 planets. We witnessed that with All Pearson.
True.
So who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe they got some. I mean, they have Geller fields. It's pretty fucking crazy.
All
They
run on
stole teleportation devices from orcs. That's pretty crazy.
We can't build that ourselves, but those fucking idiots, they got it.
How does it work? We want that. You don't want to know. We don't want to know how it works. We're just gonna click the button.
We just think really hard, and we just get there.
Should we investigate this technology? No.
We don't do
just
that.
Cross your fingers and pray to the machine.
What if there's AI and it takes over?
Just don't even think about it. All the good shit's got AI. We don't question it. We can use it.
It's not AI though. That's forbidden.
Yeah, no AI. So Maloghurst is in jail. He gets visited by Tormegadon. Tormegadon. I can keep switching between Tormegadon and Tormegadon. I think of him as like a dinosaur. It's Tormegadon.
Oh God, he's here.
I think of him more like a Power Rangers villain. You know how like they had the Dino Rangers?
They combined.
I just imagine this dude coming through with like a Triceratops chest plate.
I don't know. I mean, I think it was this book. Maybe it was another book. It made me think of like Captain Planet. Where like all the powers combined and they created Dormadon.
Tormegadon. It could be Digimon too. Easy moving in there. He's definitely a Digimon. All the Digimon have like they're so stupid. Pokemon's following suit now, but they make Digimon out of anything. It's Clockadon.
Pokemon did that for a long time too, man.
Well, yeah, but it used to be like animal based, and now Pokemon's like Sandcastlemon.
Yeah, there's like sandcastles, there's like lamps,
keys.
Yeah.
And Digimon, like forever, was like, I wanted to say like pile of cum, but Muck has been a Pokemon for a long time. So
yeah,
I don't know. They do whatever they want. They're
Digimon. I think Digimon
shit.
was like dinosaurs. At least the original was. I'm pretty sure it was dinosaurs.
Tormegadon just sounds. Tormegadon.
Ridiculous.
Damn it! It's a Warhammer exclusive. I wanted to see like some sort of Power Rangers robot. Megadon.
I summon you.
Who's that Pokemon? So Tormegadon makes a deal with Maloghurst. He's like, hey, if you it's like the dumbest deal. Tell me if this deal makes sense to you. Maloghurst at first is like, you're not going to take my soul. And Tormegadon is like, oh, and only your soul. I just want there to be war. And Maloghurst is like,
oh, we got that.
Sure. yeah. I approve. I think there should be war too. Turns out there was war. So he escapes. At one point in time, this is pretty frustrating to me. In the beginning of the story, Soda Newell was involved. Then she just disappears.
Yeah. All she does is like help Maloghurst at one point, get to the throne room, and then after Maloghurst gets put in jail, we don't see her again.
Yeah, at one point they're like, oh, that witch betrayed us, but then it seemed like maybe she didn't. Someone just clicked a button. So
yeah, it was really confusing.
Maloghurst escapes, going back to the Horus' throne room, but the ship is under attack by Blood Angels at the time. Maloghurst gets saved by Tormegadon and his crew of Mighty Morphing Space Marines.
I mean, they're the Luperci.
Luperci?
Luperci? I don't know.
I think it's Luperci. Luperci sounds really close to leprosy.
I mean,
we're coming up with all kinds of names. Tormegadon and his Luperci group are heading out to
hey man, I don't judge the fucking Power Rangers, all right?
Luperci, come with me. we have to go fight that Dreadnought. So Maloghurst makes the throne, but he's mortally injured. He has like a mental talk with Horus, and Maloghurst kills Horus in this mental realm, which brings Horus back to life. It's some warp jumbo shit,
but
for
it's
sure.
not actually Horus? Question mark.
It is Horus. He's just not
Is
Horus. He's like
it's like
not
Chaos Horus, but not like Horus.
I feel like we get this every time we see Horus now, where it's like
Which Horus
ever
is
since
this?
he died.
He has
Yeah, like
fucking split personality.
I wouldn't even say that. It's more like ever since he died, right? It's like Horus is darker now. He's lost a
He
piece
gets
of his
edgier
soul
every time.
Yeah, and then he goes and enters like the portal of Moloch, and he comes back, and you're like, "Holy fuck, Horus is like really fucking dark now. He's pretty much demon." And I was convinced. And then Maloghurst kills him in his dreams, and Horus is like really fucking dark, like uber powerful.
Yeah, and it talks about I don't know who it is. Is it Lorgar and Fulcrum? Maybe someone talks about how the only reason like Horus is even alive now is because the Chaos Gods want him to be alive.
Well, yeah, the dude's been dead like 6 fucking times,
which is fucking stupid. Like, think about like how much like cooler the story would be if Horus actually died. How's your can there?
So I switched over to I think this is Katie's. I think this is Katie, so I had to be quiet. Wine. It's been in the fucking fridge for 8 months. If she wanted to drink it, she would
have. It's so fermented.
It really is, actually. It's peach wine in a can, but it's a wine teaser, so it's like a blend of wine and tea. There's only 500. Oh, she's heard me. He's staring at me.
The stare.
Enjoy.
It's been in the fridge for 8 months.
Enjoy.
There's 500
She's
calories.
She's a cute fucking liar. I have a timer on it.
500 calories.
Holy shit. For the can?
The can. It's like dinner. Well, 440.
Yeah, you're right. It's dinner. Especially in Europe. In America, that we call that a snack. But
yeah,
most places in the world.
Into the Maloghurst story, he dies. Maloghurst is donezo.
And you know what? Finally.
I mean, yeah, kind of. Like, it's been a while since we got a good death.
Yeah. And
Maloghurst was important.
He was important. And he's been fucked up the whole time.
Yeah, he wasn't going to make it.
I mean, he shouldn't make it, right?
Like, if I had to bet on anyone, like, I'm sure there was a lot of Space Marines or a lot of Sons of Horus that were like, really didn't want to see what would happen.
Thank God we got rid of the dead weight.
Yeah, it would have been like putting down a dog. Okay, Maloghurst, we're gonna go fight the Emperor now. Okay, starts limping his way through the fucking throne room.
The rabbits, Lenny, the rabbits.
Jeez. So Maloghurst is donezo. That's the story of Maloghurst. He brings back Horus.
Sure.
Let's go to Lorgar.
Yeah, so Lorgar is... Well, he's the Lorgar in this story, right? We find out his plan is that he knows Horus is going to fail, so he wants to kill Horus and take over as, I guess, War Master. And I was thinking about this. Say Horus died. Again. Is dead.
Again. Final death.
Do you really think Perturabo, Angron, Fulgrim, Mortarion, Alfarius would listen to fucking Lorgar?
The only reason Angron is listening to Horus is because Perturabo told him to.
Yeah, and like at the end of the day, like Angron has a goal. He hates the Emperor. I mean, the Emperor made honestly, I don't think he listened to Lorgar either. I mean, the Emperor basically made him a slave again. Lorgar also made him a slave to Chaos. Like he's fucking done with that bullshit. Like his whole thing is like, I don't want to be a slave. I want to like free slavery. And his entire story is a tragedy of a guy that can't escape slavery.
There's a
And
point in the story where Lorgar makes a statement. He's like going through all the traitor primarchs. He's like, Conrad. He's like, he's
oh yeah, I forgot
probably
about
dead.
Curse. He's floating around
Yeah.
somewhere. He's busy.
And you remember the like story? I think it was in First Heretic, or it was either in First Heretic or in Corax, where Lorgar gets bodied by Corax, and Conrad Kurz like saves his life.
I think that's First Heretic.
Yeah, and Lorgar's like, "Thank you, Conrad." And Conrad's like, "Shut up, bitch."
Basically, yes.
I'm like, you think Conrad Kurz would just follow Lorgar in a battle? Ain't no way.
Yeah, I
Ain't
mean,
no way.
really, like, I don't. Do any of his brothers respect him as a leader? I don't
No.
think so. So, like,
Not a
why would
single
he
one.
think that like they would follow him? Like, if I was like Mortarion's already trying to find a way out. He's like, man, this shit's too deep. Perturabo's
Yeah.
kind of also the same way. He's like, well, fuck, like we already betrayed. Like I'm the only one not fucked up right now, so I guess I'm in charge.
Fulgrim is trying to have some freaky demon sex, and so he just doesn't care.
He's going through some weird shit right now. Like, look, I'm a snake. That fat thing is also a snake, and I'm a little hot.
Let's get a little coiled up. Do some crazy shit.
We know Kurz wouldn't. With what Lorgar did to Angron, there's no way he follows him.
And Alfarius doesn't even follow Alfarius. So that's kind of a tricky
Alfarius
situation.
isn't even alive. So
yeah, that's true. Alfarius is actually dead. We're pretty sure.
Know, we're
like
Lorgar's
99%.
Here because man, could you imagine if that happened? They were like, well, I guess we're just fucked. Like that's it.
Yeah. I did want to ask, because I talked about this in the preview. Lilac, whatever his name is. Do you think he's Erebus?
Man, they fucking hit that hard.
They did, didn't they?
But it's one of those things where like everything like keeps hinting at it. No way, right?
It also makes it pretty clear that girl is.
Yeah, but it's also so weird because they all know her fucking face. Like everyone like went to her to fucking worship and shit. Like fucking Lorgar was there several times.
Maybe he knows. Maybe he just doesn't give a shit. Maybe he's like, yes, this is the Lord's will. You know?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be here.
But at the same time, yeah, because like the whole thing's like Leak, like it's probably someone else, and has like all these like memories that are suppressed.
Yeah,
I don't know who else it could be. Like obviously, like Argal Tall's dead, but
that'd be so shitty.
What's her face? She didn't even like Erebus, right?
I don't really remember. I don't remember her
like she
name.
didn't. I don't either. I just remember
that was one of my least favorite parts. First Heretic and Betrayal.
What's the fucking planet?
Monarchia.
Monarchia, that's it. Man, I almost called it like 5 different names, all wrong. All started with an M though.
Blind bitch from Monarchia. No, I think I just don't understand why they would do that. Why they would do the whole, oh, this person's someone else. I just don't.
I mean, that's whole Cerebus bullshit, so.
That's so annoying to me because it's like, just fucking, we're at 50-some books. Don't introduce me to a new character that may be a character that we've already known.
Character reveals at this point, like
yeah, all of a sudden Cerberus comes out. I'm Cerberus again.
Like I don't want John Grammaticus to go by 3 different names to find out it's John Grammaticus at the end. Like just let John be John.
Yeah, I know. I agree. I think that was kind of annoying, but I'm pretty sure it's Erebus, and I'm pretty sure it's the blind girl from Monarchia, whatever her name is.
Yeah, I think of like word bearers. Like no one else really would make sense for Leak.
It's not Corfarion.
Yeah, that'd be even more annoying. Like, you mean the giant like robot tentacle guy?
Corfarion does make an appearance in the next book, So I know it's not Corfarion.
Man, honestly, Corferion's
Man.
been gone for so long that why
Don't
do
you want to know what happens in the greatest space battle of all time?
I just want him to be dead. Like honestly, if he died off screen, I wouldn't even be that upset. Like, oh, thank God.
Maybe you'll get what you want. Who knows?
I don't know. It's the Heralds to the Siege. I bet it's fucking stupid.
It might be. I'm about halfway through. I'm gonna say right now it might be.
Man, I
But
fucking like lost my Kindle. I don't know what to do.
Lorgar goes to find Fulgrim. He goes through the webway, which is another very frustrating point in this story to me because he's like, yeah, we've conquered all of the webway entrances. I'm like, when did that happen? And they're like, off screen. And in my mind, I'm like,
When did they find out about it?
I just read a 200-page book about salamanders fighting Iron Hand zombies, and you're telling me that I missed the conquering of all the webway entrances by the word bearers?
Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense like when they found out about the webway, because at this point, the only trader that should know about it is Magnus.
Well, I mean, the Chaos Gods definitely know about it. They
Yeah,
were
but
trying to infiltrate
They don't
it.
want them to use it.
No, they're for like all the demons are there.
Nah, but they shouldn't be. I don't know.
And
the whole thing's fucking confusing, right? The whole thing about the webway is supposed to bypass the warp. So
yeah,
how it can randomly just be like tainted makes no fucking sense to me. Like, yeah, so we just like cracked a hole in the wall. And now everything's like chaosy. It's like, oh,
yeah, is the entire thing
that
tainted?
weak?
Probably not, but yeah, it's a little strange for sure.
I
But
know the science.
he goes into the webway. He fights some ghost custodians, which was cool, I guess. And then he goes to Fulgrim's planet, which was such a fucking Emperor's Children scene. Like,
At
so
first, I thought they
crazy.
were describing Fulgrim, like, and there's this giant fat snake who's trying to fucking eat everything. I'm like, good for you, Fulgrim. Turns out it's not Fulgrim. Fulgrim's like a fucking like Harley Quinn for a minute.
Yeah, it's like a Harley Quinn, and then he sheds the skin and turns into a snake. Now Nakari, who is the person the demon snake,
The badass snake.
Yeah, it's an actual.
I just like that they called it fat. I just thought it was hilarious.
It's an actual demon that's in both 40K and the old world. It's a playable character in Total War Warhammer 3. And it's not a snake. It's a keeper of secrets. It's got like crab claws and arms. I mean, Nakari looks badass. I want to say she, but I don't think it's a she.
With Slanesh, we don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's
They.
Do whatever you want.
Right?
Do whatever you want kind of thing.
I'm not good at pronouns. I don't know.
Now it's a snake. And it and Fulgrim be fucking. Like, it literally says, like, straight up says, oh yeah, they be fucking. Does it not?
And Lorgar walks into the origin. He's like, am I turned on? A little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, you're fucking a god? I wish I could fuck a god.
That's basically, that's really what Fulgrim is doing. It's kind of intense, but they capture Fulgrim's soul by knowing Fulgrim's actual name in the warp, because you can be tied down by a name when you're a demon, which seems like a huge downfall.
You would think it.
Like, guys, what a downfall to being a demon prince. Bob, fuck. Well, yeah. I'll do your bidding now, whatever you desire.
The thing that I really hate about this like Lorgar fight with Fulgrim, as he's trying to corral him, I guess, is yes, technically Lorgar wins, but it's literally because Leak knows its name and can control him off of that.
Yeah.
Like, how much did Lorgar actually like win a fight, right? Like, it's more
Lorgar did not win that fight. This is where I question ADB's short story. Like, you're telling me that he fought the greatest demon of corn and just bodied him?
Doesn't make sense. Even with the help of the Chaos Gods, right? Like the best demon of corn should be a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, Horus just
obviously he
slapped
wouldn't-
that bitch around.
Yeah.
Horus just backhanded him and he flew 15 feet in the air.
Doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, but
And then even like fucking Kyle Bunder's beat the living fuck out of Sanguinius.
yeah,
And like Kyle Bunder's like a sergeant.
yeah, and it's not like Lorgar is all of a sudden as powerful as Sanguinius because he read books faster. I don't know about that.
The power of knowledge.
Like, this is a dude like last month getting his shit ripped apart by Korax. I don't know.
This is the same guy that had to slap Malkador because he was afraid to slap Gilman. And even then, like, we all know Malkador could have fucking just bodied that motherfucker. Malkador just like stood up like, okay, well, fuck you, dude.
He was afraid to slap Gilliman, so he just slapped Malkador. So they do capture Fulgrim. Lorgar does reveal his plan that he's going to use Fulgrim to kill Horus. Fine. I wonder how that happens.
That's like, you think that's going to work out? Do you think like everyone's going to listen to you? Like, I mean, all right, if that's what you want to do, like, I'm down to fuck, but
a part of me thinks that maybe Fulgrim like wasn't actually under control of Laylac the whole time, and Slanesh was just like, no, it's gonna be really fucking funny.
I don't know, because like you get like the thing at the end where like releases him, I guess.
Right. Yeah, I'm joking. Like, obviously there was, but how funny would it be if Slanesh was like, trust me, it's gonna be worth it.
It's the whole like name thing it makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, why is this a thing?
Well, then we get
like,
Perturabo.
it's Fulgrim.
Yeah. What's his name?
Oh, I don't know.
Fulgrim?
Ha! I'm a slave.
Exactly. So there was that piece, and then we have Perturabo's piece, where Perturabo's like fucking up some Ultramarines.
It's just fucking up everything that goes near him.
Then we get Argonis, who's the character from Talarn. He's like, hey, Horus said, leave the Ultramarine place to go find Angron. Perturabo's like, we're going to lose like thousands of people. He's like, don't worry about it. Just do it anyway. Perturabo's like, fine. Just kills a bunch of Ultramarines anyway on his way out.
Pretty much, yep.
Perturabo heads out, finds a Forge world where they're worshiping.
Yeah, it's a Forge world because Angron had like saved them. So like they're the main people to like send supplies to the world eaters.
So they're trying to find his location.
Yeah.
And they come to this Forge world and they're like, we got a gift for you. Now, this was very confusing to me. I don't understand what all was happening here.
I'm trying to remember.
This is when they went into the center of the Forge world and Volk got possessed. We're kind of skipping a little piece here. In between the Forge world and the Ultramarine planet, Perturabo gets attacked by like demon Sons of Horus. Do you remember that? So he comes across this giant Sons of Horus fleet. It's actually a hilarious scene. They're in the hangar, and the Sons of Horus guy's like, oh, you will accept the gifts of chaos, whatever. He goes on like a whole rant. And Argonis is like freaking out, and everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? What's going to happen? And Perturabo's like, is that it? He goes, yeah. Perturabo just fucking levels the dude right there.
That's
He's
why
like,
I fucking love Perturabo. Like everything that he does, just like I'm totally fine with. Like he's like that one character who's just like he's no bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Just gets the fucking job done and carries on it. That's how I live my life. Like I get my shit done and then I do whatever the fuck else I want to do.
The scene was great because I remember now he was talking about it's like, you will turn to the Chaos Gods because your flesh it's weak. You're becoming weaker as the days go on. You're getting older. You're so weak. Perturabo was like, yeah, mm-hmm. boom, shoots him right in the face.
All right, guys, let's fucking go. God
I'm
damn.
sorry. What did you say? I didn't hear you. It's called a gun. I've got a bunch of them.
And I actually use this like fuck that hammer thing I carry around. Like I have bullets.
I built robots with bullets in them as well, and they're fucking awesome. So Volk gets on his pilot ship, his pilot ship. He gets in his ship to go fight these sons of Horus, which are like demon dudes. And he gets all fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, like gets possessed.
Yeah, he's like out of nowhere. This was the part of the story that I didn't like. There was no reason for Volk to get possessed.
Yeah, I agree. It seemed kind of
No
random.
build up. Super random. Like it was his destiny. But they didn't talk about it at all in Tallarn. Didn't even talk about it on the Ultramarine planet. Just out of nowhere, he was like, I really want to shove some fucking metal in my body.
Iron within.
Dicks on the inside, baby.
Honestly, that might be their new motto.
Mm-hmm. So they go to this forge world, and this demon reveals the location of Angron, but also possesses Volk, who becomes like full obliterator. And Argonis, who's Volk's friend, tries to shoot Volk at one point, and Volk absorbs the gun
Yeah, he like eats it.
and then grows it on the outside of his body. We're talking about a real
Guns on the outside, baby.
moment. Like it was exactly like David Annandale wrote, but instead of a ship, it's just Volk. Like they're just growing guns.
Or at least it was on the inside.
You want to see? I got a really cool party trick. Just fucking Gatling gun hanging out of his stomach. That's right. So they make their way to the planet to fight Angron. Perturabo is really not fucking around with the melee. Because I think that's really how Angron gets his powers, this anger, this constant battle. Perturabo's like, I'm not gonna fuck with that. Like, I'm gonna put a bunch of tanks out there. They're gonna punch you really hard in the face. They're gonna get past your invuln saves. Got a couple hammerheads.
First, we have Karn that shows up, and he's like, "Hey guys, you should fuck off. Like things are not good here."
It's like twitching.
Yeah, it's like
fuck out of here.
And everyone's like, nah. Like, where's Angron? He's like, no, I'm serious. Like, Angron's dying, and everything's going to shit. Like, you gotta fucking get out of here. Like, I can't control things for like 30 more seconds. He's like, it's fine. Then a fuck ton of world leaders come out of nowhere, and you support a row. Was like, all right, well, like, number one happened. Like, fucking bombs exploded. Like, kills a bunch of world leaders. Like, all right, configuration 2. Bunch of our world leaders fucking done. He's like, all right, this is going well. This is going well. You know what we're not doing? We're not in melee.
Yeah, what's amazing?
3.
They just put up these giant shields.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. Angron keeps fighting us with axes, which is hilarious because humanity solved that problem a long time ago. All right, everyone got the giant shields. Yeah, they're not doing shit. These worldies are just hammering away at these giant fucking shields. And the Iron Warriors are like, this is great. These guys are idiots. Like, we got guns. Just murdered them. Like, logical beings. And
what I really like too is when they describe when Angron shows up, and how Angron is described in this book is a lot like how his model is now.
Yeah,
I thought that was a really fucking cool tie-in with how Warhammer, like, or I guess GW did his model. Like, the type of like, he comes in, there's a storm comes out. He has these giant fucking black wings. Like, he's super
dicks out, baby.
Dicks out. He's fucking ripped. He's ready to fucking kill everything. Hit the fucking, like, the nails are like this giant, like, hair of just fucking, like, cords from the back of his head. I'm like, damn. That's the model right there. That's
Perturabo goes, equip helmets. Which is the smartest thing.
And also shoot tanks at that fucking thing.
Shoot them and put a helmet on. Everyone's like, sir, it kills me. I've seen this video before, like how people hate modeling their space marines without helmets because it makes no fucking sense in a
I
combat
agree.
like measure whatsoever. Perturabo sees Angron, he's like, put a helmet on. He just drives that thing. He just takes a bunch of hits from Angron. Perturabo the whole time thinking like, who's weak now, bitch? Angron's getting smaller. It's kind of sad.
He's like healing less, and like they actually do have a melee, and like the whole time Porter was like, bro, you're weak, you're a fucking slave again. Like your whole
Yeah.
bullshit, like, oh, I don't want to be a slave anymore. You're back to being a fucking slave. Like you're nothing but a pussy ass bitch. And then everyone's like, eh, eh.
There's a lot of name calling in this book. It's a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Perturabo gets really small, and then the Ultramarines show up.
Angron gets really small.
Angron gets really small. Perturabo gets big.
He's a big dick's on the outside with that guy.
Angron gets small. The Ultramarines show up, and Angron's like, "Oh no, we're gonna fight him now." Perturabo's like, "Okay, like we can fight him, or you can fight the Emperor." Angron's like, "Oh shit, I really want to fight the Emperor."
Yeah, and they fuck off.
Angron leaves riding on a ship, not in a ship. He's on a ship. They do kill a bunch of the Ultramarines by literally jumping into the warp in the middle of their ships, like destroy a huge fleet. As the warp opens, Angron just calls all the world eaters through the warp with his little call. Fulgrim does the same thing, but his are like
his
gills.
Screech.
The Emperor's children know to go. They all meet at Olenor.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know like why like Black Library has such a hard on for like old planets. Like, we talked about this in the preview. Like they just like had this big fight of beta game and that we haven't seen yet because actually someone in the YouTube comments mentioned that they think that they wanted to release Titan Death with the Titanicus shit.
GW, why do you suck?
So fuck the storyline. Let's do that first.
Man. Yeah, so once they get to Olenor, Maloghurst is already dead. Obviously, Fulgrim and Lorgar get there first. They try and stage their coup. None of the ward bearers back Lorgar up.
What's even funnier too is like Lorgar is like sitting there like talking, and like Fulgrim's like, yeah, so like when like Horus gets here, like we're just gonna fuck him up, and like Lorgar like shoots him a look, is like, you like didn't think I was gonna tell all these motherfuckers? Like what the fuck were they gonna like? They just immediately like, oh, you shoot that guy? I thought like we were all friends.
That's right. Edelon's there. Edelon's there. And Fulgrim's like, so are we just gonna fuck Horus up? And I remember, that scene where he looks at him and you get this moment where Fulgrim's like, oh, Edelon? No, he don't give a fuck. Like Edelon's ready to go, dude.
I cut that dude's head off a while ago.
He keeps coming back. Like the he's down to fuck. Trust me, we've done some crazy shit. It's literally like in the middle of an insane drug deal, It's like Lorgar's like, dude, you're just fucking telling everybody, and you have Fulgrim just doing a line. No, that guy's my fucking homie. He's fine. He's cool.
We're so fucking cool.
Trust me. He came strapped. You should see what his throat does. You should see what his throat does.
Trust me, and I'm a snake.
I'm talking dick's on the inside.
You should see the shit he lets me do to him.
Literally cut his head off one time. That's how fucking psycho this guy is.
Shit's sick.
So another great part about this is like the way they staged the coup is like all the word bearers like ships block out all the communication.
Yeah.
And when Perturabo arrives in system with Angron, you get this like you get this moment where they're talking in the bridge with Perturabo, and they're like, we can't receive any word except from the Trisagion. And they're saying that Horus is dead. And Perturabo's like, that's some real suspicious shit. Let's kill them, Angron. Let's kill the word
Yeah, that
bearers.
sounds like some fucking traitorous bullshit.
Yeah, and
which
Angron's like,
makes it even
fuck
funnier.
yes.
Thinking about like, why the fuck?
What was
Lorgar
Lorgar
thought
thinking?
he was,
He was about to get
Shark.
bodied. He was about to get bodied in space.
Yeah, that he think he was going to take on, kill Horus, and then be able to take on Perturabo and Aegon, even with fucking like Fulgrim as his slave or whatever. Like I'm not convinced. And then you still have Alfarius, who like was randomly there at one point.
Alfarius just like supposedly Alfarius just disappears on a hill. Pretty sure it's Omegon.
It has to be Omegon. Because Alfarius is dead.
So basically, Lorgar gets bodied. All the word bearers
He gets
flock to
the
Horus.
shit kicked out of him, and it's hilarious.
And Horus is just like, fuck off. So I'm pretty sure this might be the last we see of Lorgar.
This is like why like Lorgar is such a bitch. He plans his big coup. Literally gets the shit kicked out of him in front of everyone. No one stands up for him. They just let him get the shit kicked out of him.
Monarchia 2.0.
Yeah, and then Horus is literally like, get the fuck out. And he just leaves.
Should have killed him.
Yeah. This is the second time where it's like, why didn't we just kill Lorgar?
Should have just
I
killed
think-
Lorgar.
If the Emperor would have just killed Lorgar and Monarchia, none of this would have even happened.
Would have been A-okay. But
Like,
here we are.
Just get rid of the word bearers when they're doing
Ugh.
the thing that you tell them not to do.
So at this point, we get the staging of the Siege of Terra, which is everyone showing up on Olenor now. We
Or
get
the surprise visit.
yeah, so we get obviously we have Fulgrim and Horus down there. Angron stays, keep them upstairs. They don't bring them down to the very end. Perturabo doesn't really want to go near them, so he's still up in space, but he's like, yeah, I'll call. Magnus teleports in, which is
She's
like
surprised, and he's like, I made a fight. And everyone's like, oh
he
shit.
brought 8,000 sons. And when I say 8,000, I mean like 8 of
Literally
the 1,000 sons. He's like, yeah, we're here to fuck shit up. And Horus is probably like, sure, whatever, dude. And
Alfarius like shows up
Alfarius.
later. It's like, here's a map. See ya.
yeah, so Alfarius, who we're pretty sure is Omegon, basically declares that he is not for Horus anymore. He just fucks off.
I don't know though, because he gives Horus all the
Yeah,
intel.
I think it was like, this is what you asked of me, and now I'm done. Because he broke the dagger, and you kind of have this moment
Yeah,
where
the
they're like,
dagger
hey, we need to
breaking
go
was
after them.
confusing.
Yeah, I think he's actually saying right there, I think that was supposed to represent like, I'm not going with you. I don't think we're going to see Alpha Legion in the siege. I think Alpha Legion's fucked off. I think we get that
It's
coup.
always been fucked off.
Yeah. Well, we kind of have like the hints that there was a coup going on in the Alpha Legion. And now I think that Alfarius is dead and Omegon's like, yeah, I'm not for this shit. So he just leaves. So we don't get Mortarion because he's doing his own weird shit right now in the warp, which we will see in a few books. And we don't get Conrad, unfortunately. He's still floating in space. We do get some Night Lords, but
yeah,
no
they
names.
just showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what the fuck's this book called? Shadows, the chaos.
Shadows of Chaos.
Slaves to darkness.
Shadows of
Slaves to
Chaos.
darkness is Shadow
that-
slaves, same thing.
That was a Chaos best fucking book in the Horus heresy.
I really like this book. I don't think it's top 10 material.
No, definitely
But
not. I think
it was what I like a lot of things with this book. It's short, it's
Mhm.
structured well.
Mhm.
It's
A
not
death?
there's a death. It's not a fucking short story book.
Mhm.
And 50 books in, I swear to God, every time I get to an anthology, I want to fucking die. And then guess
Next
what? Next
book.
book is an anthology. And I'm just like, another
We're-
one?
We're gonna play a little bingo game next week. for all the things we want to see in this anthology. And as we go through the
Is-
preview of each of them, we're going to see if we can win it.
Is this our last anthology?
Last anthology.
Are we sure?
We're 100% sure. Now, technically, if you want to get to
I know
all the
there's
Primarch
anthologies
books,
and the Siege as well.
there's technically not. There's 3 short stories in the Siege, but they're not combined books. So
Oh,
they're
really?
still, yeah, like I have.
Those Sons of Selenar is in the anthology.
I don't believe so.
What
Sons of
about the
Selenar
Gara
is-
book?
That one just came out. I don't think it's an anthology.
Also, so guess
Yeah,
what
Sons
the
of
Gara book did
Selenar-
again?
What'd they do?
Fucked up the story, the timeline.
Oh no.
So I think I was told we should technically read Gara before reading Warhawk,
Okay.
which is fucking stupid.
Nathaniel Garrow, man. Yeah, this is just it's a regular book, but it's very short. It's
Okay, so-
about
So it is a novella.
there are 3 short stories.
Okay, so
This
it is
this book
anthology.
is 180 pages. It's one short story. So it's not an anthology, it's a collection of short stories,
Cool.
right?
Yes, but there's 3 short stories. That's an anthology.
But it's only no. This is
That's a
one
novella.
story.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a
so
novella.
come
And
on,
you
man.
have to read
Learn
it right.
or not technology, terminology.
Technology. I think you read it right before Saturnine.
That one I'm really excited for.
I'm excited for Sons of. I'm actually excited for.
I'm
All
excited to
of
be done
the-
with the fucking Horus heresy.
Yeah, I'm excited for all the novellas except for maybe Garo. I'm not excited for the Garo one. This is about the Sisypheum. That's gonna be cool. I got a Mortis coming in, so I'm only one hardback book away from completing the collection. I just don't have the first wall. Got the soft cover first wall, but no, the hardback cover.
Nice. I have a soft cover of one of them. My mom got it for me for Christmas. I would like to have the hard covers, but they're expensive.
They weren't too bad. The most expensive one I bought was $80, which isn't too bad. It's
Yeah, not too bad.
Mortis. Yeah, so I think overall with Slaves to Darkness, Horns to Heresy is a 10. Like you kind of have to read it like going into the siege.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it brings almost every single trader there. You find out like how Horus is standing. I mean, you don't know anything about the loyalists, but that's fine. This is clearly a trader book. It explains why Lorgar is going to be fucked off. Finally has Magnus joining.
I'm gonna get Angron and Fulgrim back.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't
And
read
their
this
demon
book,
forms, which is cool. I can't wait to see the Fulgrim model in like 5 years.
oh, yeah. I mean, they're releasing them faster and faster, so we'll see what happens. But
If he's not a fucking sexy snake, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
you know, I did hear some things about like they've had the Fulgrim model for a long time, but they're really scared to release a new Emperor Children lineup because of how sexy it is.
Like, man, I don't want people jerking off to our material.
It's like well, we kind of have to be kid friendly today, right?
All of them have giant tits. And then giant dicks.
Oh yeah,
Dicks on the outside, baby. Tits on the outside as well.
tits and dicks. That's all we do at the Emperor's Children. Yeah, personal
damn.
enjoyment. I want to say I was probably like a 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say
7?
about a 6. I like
6 or
it.
7.
It does like one of those things where like there's new characters that might not be new characters, but like I don't want that at this point. Like
There was a piece of each story I disliked, but I overall liked all of them.
yeah, like some of them was like slow, some of them was just like I'm like ready to be done with this. Like it gets like one point like I'm like really into like Volk's story, and then like I'll get into like Argonis or somebody else. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever.
So definitely read it though. It was a good time. And we are coming up the end. 3 more books left, 6 more episodes, and then we're definitely going to be doing some specials.
Yes. So we have Heralds of the Siege. What's after Heralds of the Siege?
Titan Death.
Titan. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Titan Death, and then we have Buried Dagger, which I'm
Dagger.
really excited for Buried Dagger.
Me too. I'm not gonna lie. I've started reading Heralds of the Siege. One thing that's really nice about that book, and we'll go into it a little bit more next week, but there's like a shitload of stories, and they're each max 30 pages.
That's
So
nice.
you can sit down for an hour and read one.
That's nice because man, some of these are rough.
Yep.
But that's it, guys. That is our review of Slaves to Darkness. Next week we will start our preview for Heralds of the Siege as we get closer to the siege. As always, hit us up on Discord. As I said earlier in the episode, we have movie nights, hobby time. You also just get shoot the shit with us, other members of the community. It's a really good time. Fun memes, cool people. You can find that pinned to our Twitter at Heresy Lodge. You can email us at theheresiolodge@gmail.com. You can find us on YouTube, also at the Heresy Lodge. Go over there, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Originally, we created the YouTube to also have battle reports, and then Gavin moved to Kentucky.
There
I
is
also had
hints
a
of my
child.
return. There are hints of my return in the winds.
Yeah, so maybe things change. I eventually would like to start doing like, I don't know, even if it was just like watch-alongs with like Warhammer shit because they have their own shit like all the time.
Sure.
Maybe even like unboxing shit. Kevin's a really good
Unboxings.
painter now, which is random. So maybe he
Kind
can
of.
start doing painting stuff.
Something like that.
So yeah, check all that out, guys. We are, if you play Tacticus, check us out. We are part of the Paints of Horus cluster. We are the World Eaters, of course, because well, they were out of my first two picks.
Oh darn.
I was gonna go White Scars were God. Alpha Legion was God. So we got fucking World Eaters. That Lords were also God. I guess they were my fourth pick. Either way, check us out. You can go over there, discord.gg/Paints of Horus. You guys have a good one. We'll be back next week with our preview of Heralds of the Siege.